And we're going to Manila. We now have Carol Ramoran live at the Palacio del Gobernador in front of the COMELEC. Carol, what's happening?
Jing, it's a rainy day here at the Commission on Elections on the first day of the filing of certificates of candidacy for the 2013 elections. Security in the area has been intensified and stricter rules are being implemented for this year's filing. Those expected to file their COCs today are Senators Coco Pimentel, Senator Loren Legarda, political activist Juana Change as representative for the Politicians Party and the whole senatorial slate of the United Nationalists Alliance. Vice President Jejomar Binay, former President Joseph Estrada, and Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile are expected to accompany UNA candidates today. Militant workers groups have also camped out in front of the Palacio del Gobernador. Manggagawang Pilipino and Partido Lakas Masa say they are here to appeal to those who wish to run not to forget the rights of Filipino workers. UNA supporters are also starting to come over and assemble in front of the Manila Cathedral near the Palacio del Gobernador. COMELEC Chairman Sixto Brillantes has scheduled a hearing at 8 this morning for the motion for reconsideration of the Alab ng Mamamahayag party list that was recently disqualified at the 2nd Division of COMELEC. Normally, MRs are discussed at the en banc session and there is no need for a hearing. But this MR in particular carried an accusation against a COMELEC employee. Alam Party List says that prior to their disqualification, a COMELEC employee named J.R. Reñeses approached their leaders asking for 3 million pesos which they did not respond to. Reñeses allegedly said that the money is for COMELEC commissioners Lucenito Tagle and Elias Yusof. Brillantes earlier said that they would like to hear both sides of the story during the hearing today. COMELEC doors open at 6:45 in the morning today. Jing?
Okay, thank you, Carol Ramoran. Carol, thanks. She's reporting live from Manila in front of Palacio del Gobernador, and we'll be hearing more from Carol throughout the day as candidates troop to the Commission on Elections in Manila, principally senatorial candidates, to file their certificates of candidacy. The COCs are going to be filed today, starting today, October 1, from 8 this morning till 5 this afternoon, and the filing of COCs nationwide for all positions from senators down to municipal councilors will be held this week, October 1 to October 5, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. At COMELEC offices nationwide. The Philippines has deployed 800 more Marines and opened a new headquarters to guard our interests in the disputed Spratly Islands. The Spratlys chain in the South China Sea has long been considered a flashpoint for conflict in the region, believed sitting atop vast reserves of mineral deposits, including oil. Lieutenant General Juancho Saban, appearing to want to assuage Beijing in particular, said the deployment was only meant as a defensive measure and should not be seen as an aggressive move. Apart from the Philippines and China, the Spratlys are claimed in whole or in part by Vietnam, Brunei, Malaysia, and Taiwan. A Marine Brigade headquarters had also been created on the nearby Philippine province of Palawan, facing the South China Sea or West Philippine Sea, to provide command and control over the forces. The Marines will not be stationed on the Spratlys but will patrol nearby. Saban accused China of continually fortifying its structures on islands in the Spratlys that Beijing controls, though at present no claimant countries have manifested any offensive action, according to him. China, which is in a dispute with Japan over islands in the East China Sea, has been accused of ramping up tensions in the West Philippine Sea or the South China Sea. The Philippines and Vietnam over the past year raised alarm over Beijing's assertiveness. China claims all of the South China Sea, which Manila calls the West Philippine Sea, even waters close to its Asian neighbors. Saban's announcement came just days after incoming Chinese leader Xi Jinping met a special Philippine envoy and expressed hope bilateral ties would improve. The meeting was set months after both sides were locked in a tense standoff in Scarborough Shoal, another outcrop in the South China Sea north of the Spratlys. Malacanang assures the safety of foreign nationals in Metro Manila amid emergency advisories issued by some embassies. Last Friday, the U.S. Embassy in Manila advised its citizens of a threat detected by reliable security forces against American citizens in Metro Manila, specifically in the Pasay City neighborhood. The U.S. Embassy's warning remains in effect until October 10. Other embassies also issued alerts. Deputy Presidential Spokesperson Abigail Valdez said the National Capital Region Police Office has already beefed up security in Metro Manila. The palace also brushed aside insinuations that the alert was due to worldwide protests by Muslims against a film that insulted their faith. Valdez says Philippine protests have been very peaceful and orderly. The National Telecommunication Commission's official website, ntc.gov.ph, was hacked by a group calling itself Anonymous Philippines. This is the same group that hacked a number of government websites last week in protest of the anti-cybercrime law, or the cybercrime law. The group calls the new law the most notorious act ever witnessed in the cyber history of the Philippines. Among the government websites that were attacked by the self-professed hacktivists include the Metropolitan Waterworks and Sewerage System, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the Department of Health, and the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. Interior and Local Government Secretary Mar Rojas formally assumes office today. Rojas took his oath of office before President Aquino last Saturday. The oath-taking was witnessed by his family, some cabinet members, and attorney Lenny Robredo, widow of the late Secretary Jesse Robredo. Rojas has yet to name his undersecretaries. He vows to continue the reforms initiated by Robredo. Rojas announced he is taking a leave of absence as president of the Liberal Party until the 2013 elections. He says the president has been informed of his decision.
Nagpapasalamat ako na tinanggap niya na mas mabuti, mas madali, mas magaan para sa paggagawa ko ng trabaho na hiwalayin. No? Para kung meron magmungkahi para sa LP, well, yun ang trabaho niya, buong-buo. Hindi yung hati yung, di ba? At kung meron magmumungkahi para sa kung ano man ang trabaho ko, well, buong-buo din ako. Hindi hati yung kaisipan, hindi nagbabala-balanse, hindi nagme-medya-medya.
We'll have more news when we return. You're watching Solar News Daybreak.